Hey guys, I'm super excited because we get to bring back Dianne Duvall's Immortal Guardian series. Her second book is Night Reigns, so let's get into it. Night Reigns begins with one of our favorite characters from the first book, Darkness Dawns, Marcus. And we kind of fell in love with Marcus because he has this tragedy, He fell in love with a woman and then he lost her, and he remained loyal to this woman and his best friend, who she ends up falling in love with, for 800 years. Can you imagine someone being in love with you for that long? Marcus has my heart already. So, Marcus's story. Marcus is dealing with the pain of losing her, okay? I'm not going to tell you how he loses her. It is mentioned in the story. But he's dealing with that pain, and the Immortal Guardian's leader, Seth, among his friends, all believe that Marcus is dangerous, okay? So he refuses to have a second, and those of you that have read the Darkness Dawns book, you know what a second is. He refuses to have a second, okay? He is living life on the edge. He's taking chances that even Immortal Guardians are worried about. So Seth decides he's going to kind of throw something in the mix that will shake his world up and maybe put some sense back into him. So, the character Amy is a sweetheart, and she's cute in the story. And these are things that we want in our life. Everybody has gotten to the point where they're like, oh, the cute stuff, that's sweet, that's all cheesy. But we all are secretly looking forward to having that cute moment so that we can hold on to it, lock it in our heart, and bring it back and just make us smile. And that is Amy. So this is their story. Let's get into some questions.
How does the plot to the book relate to reality?
Oh, how does it relate to reality? I think that's quite obvious. A lot of us are in situations where we have lost a loved one or our significant other to death. And how do we begin putting the pieces of our life back together? How do we deal with that pain, that isolation, that loneliness of not having our partner with us anymore? How many of us have teetered that line of becoming unstable, of becoming dangerous to ourselves, of isolating ourselves? That's how it relates to us. Marcus gives us an insight into that pain.
Did the characters grow with the story?
Dianne Duvall has a very, very unique way of developing her characters, and we get to see it firsthand. So I'd have to say yes. Marcus and Amy alone, individually, their characters have developed because they're learning from each other. That is a very specific trait I like about Dianne Duvall, is it's very personal, it's very humanistic, that you see the steps that each character is taking as they are growing toward something. They may not understand what they're growing toward yet, but we can see it because we're on the outside looking in. So I definitely have to say yes.
The dialogue work with the characters.
Oh yes, it did. The dialogue itself, I think, really, really expressed who each of the characters were. Not to mention the dialogue that they had between the two of them was funny. It was cute. It was real. It was very serious at times. So yeah, it fit the storyline perfectly.
Was the passion present for the characters? And if so, how?
Passion. Yes, passion was definitely there. Even the funny thing about Marcus and Amy is the passion started to appear even when they were doing their rival period, where Marcus was trying to avoid her. The passion was showing up. And then it just took another level when they finally did start to connect with each other and they stopped fighting the chemistry between them. So yeah, I would definitely have to say yes to the passion as well.
Were the levels of seduction balanced with the eroticism? And how can we implement this fantasy love into our real life relationships?
Whew. Yeah, I'd have to say they were definitely balanced. The seduction and eroticism, we're talking some hot and sexy scenes here. Like I said, Marcus and Amy have this chemistry that started even in the beginning when they were rivaling each other, and it has just built. So when they finally do get to their explosion, I would say that the seduction and eroticism levels matched each other step by step until they finally came together and exploded perfectly. Now, how can we relate this to ourselves in reality? One, don't be afraid. Don't let other people start getting in your head and telling you that, oh, that's corny, that's cheesy, that's this and that, that's just stupid. It's funny how today we allow more and more people to tell us what we don't want. Consider me cheesy. Sign me up for that cheesy lane, road, whatever it is you want to call it, that line. I'd rather be there because that cheesy stuff, it makes you feel good. It really does. My husband drives me up a freaking wall, but when he is in his romantic moments, that man can still make my heart beat. He can speed it up and slow it down. He can get me out of breath, and I think I'm going to stop there because I don't want to be freaking anybody out. But those are the things that you want in reality. And that's how you get that. That's how you balance that seduction and eroticism in your life. Don't be afraid to experience that cheesy moment. Don't be afraid. Enjoy it. Plan it. And you and your partner will have a lot of love and seduction yourself. So guys, it's now time for the rating, and I would have to say that Night Reigns by Dianne Duvall would be a wow factor for me. So those of you that want to kind of get a jump start in the Immortal Guardian series, the next book would be Sebastian's book. So keep an eye out for Phantom Shadows. Alright guys, that's it for Marcus and Amy. Drop me a comment and please subscribe.